First thing is pledge of allegiance. And stand for that. Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Next, we need to approve the agenda.
I move to approve the agenda for the ad hoc Northwood Road Committee for September 16th, 2021.
Second. Comments? Favor say aye.
Aye.
No public comments.
No, sir.
It's going to be a short meeting. We're going to just talk a little bit about our first day, second visit. And we visited three schools in Helena Elementary, Ladies Island Elementary, Ladies Island Middle School. And I was very impressed with the response from the principal and some of the staff. And I saw a lot of things that I normally don't even think about. Because I don't, when I visit a school, I usually go just to the office to the school. We went around outside and saw stuff. I want to talk a little bit about your things that you did.
Yes, sir. I agree with you, Mr. Campbell, that they were three very excellent site visits.
Right.
I think we spent, was it close to 2 hours?
Yeah, at each one.
At each site.
Right.
And I was thankful for the fact that the project manager was with us.
Right.
We had Mr. Freddie Lawton, Miss Carol Crutchfield, and Robert was there for a bit. And then I thought it was really helpful that Miss Dixon was there.
Right.
She also, because those are her schools as the new executive director. So, and the principals each gave that amount of time. So some of the questions you asked were really great. Do you want to share what some of the things you asked?
Some of the things that I was concerned about was the number of students they had and capacity of the building. And I also want to know a little bit about discipline, about how the effect of COVID is having on the school and on school nurses. Basically, that's me.
You asked a really great question of each of the principals too about their community support.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And, so Helena say they're going to work on theirs. Ladies Island Elementary was not. I don't think they didn't have.
Well, it's a brand new principal.
Yeah, that's right. The new principal.
And yeah, I think St. Helena had a couple of the local churches,
right,
especially that food pantry that they support there. Ladies Island L. Yeah, they said that was an area. They have Sea Island Pres and that Brook.
I think St. Helena had, they said six apartments.
Yeah, I didn't write down all of them, but I thought that was really an important thing to bring out.
Right.
And then Ladies Island Middle School. They have a community resource coordinator, Mr. Shipsey, and Ms. James is the parent liaison. So they have, they're really beefing up their business partnership model. Right, right. One of the questions I did ask was each principal what their vision is for their school and how can we support them in attaining that vision. And it was interesting, some of the responses. Ladies Island L is, the vision is to reinvigorate their arts program. Ladies Island Middle School talked about being the premier STEAM in the state and the nation. I mean, there are some great goals. And let's see. St. Helena just continue to build that pride in their schools, their Leader in Me program, their Ames Academy, and just to continue, their upward momentum and increased student achievement and all those wonderful, lofty. So how we can support them ranged from different things, didn't it? From more teachers to have smaller class sizes, some assistants, maybe with a dean of students at our middle school, beefing up the outside of Ladies Island Elementary School to make it look more artsy because that's their school of choice.
Right.
That's their choice program. So for our first three schools, I thought we covered the gamut.
Yeah, I think we did.
And as far as the physical building itself, we got an update on the gym at St. Helena.
Right.
We walked the grounds and saw, Mr. Campbell, what did they say? Their casework, meaning the cabinets and everything.
Yeah.
Been there since day one, right?
Yeah, since school was built. So some things that
Right.
I think we're gonna have to look at when we talk about the 8% money as far as some of these schools. I think we need to focus more on those schools.
It was incredibly helpful since I'm part of the operations committee. This was incredibly helpful because I've been to these schools before, but this was a very in-depth, long experience to really see through the eyes of the principal and also through our own eyes what these schools need.
David said so.
Okay, David, go ahead.
Thanks. When y'all were at St. Helena L, did Dr. Mack talk about furniture at all?
Did Dr. Mack talk about furniture at all when you were at St.
Yes,
Helena?
yes, she did. She mentioned it, and she said that she went and looked at what they had brought and what she didn't. She felt that some of the stuff that they brought, they had to throw it away because it wasn't what she really wanted. So that was addressed.
Okay.
So can I add a little bit to that?
Right.
So we did ask that question specifically, Mr. Strivenger, and as I recall, the response was the Beaufort Elementary was receiving furniture through referendum money. It was all part of the referendum. Over the past several years, Ms. Carol Crutchfield has been working with Dr. Mack about replacing furniture at St. Helena with the better furniture, throughout the district because they are on the list for their furniture replacement in a few more years. So we talked about the fact that St. Helena had gotten Beaufort L's furniture, but that was because Beaufort L's furniture was included in the referendum money. It wasn't a separate line item like on the 8%. And Dr. Mack has worked very closely with Ms. Crutchfield about which furniture she will accept. She will only accept high quality furniture. And she said she's very pleased with getting some of that furniture to help her until such time that the 8% line item for St. Helena comes through. I see Ms. Crutchfield ask, maybe she might want to add something to that.
Ms. Crutchfield?
No, I think you have that exactly right. We had worked out a furniture replacement plan several years ago. We had purchased some new furniture there for that school, and then those 8% funds just weren't there for furniture replacement. So when we saw this opportunity, and we had done the same thing at several other schools, we saw this opportunity to use some furniture that still had very good life in it from Beaufort L. And we made sure to try to mark as much matching things as possible, so that we weren't sending Dr. Mack a hodgepodge of stuff. And so she did approve what we sent, and there were a few things that got on the truck that probably should not have gotten on the truck, but she weeded those out, and that was okay too. So we're going to continue to work with her, and hopefully we'll be able to get some funding at some point for furniture replacement district wide.
We also had a walk to the early childhood center also at St. Helens. Is there anything else?
No, just the early childhood center, again, it's just such a charming building. So appropriate for that age group. And so the takeaway I had from the early childhood center is that we are still in conversation with Head Start as exactly what our agreement is going to be. So, it would really be great to see some forward movement with Head Start to say, okay, this is exactly what it's going to look like at St. Helena. What it's going to look like at James Davis. And just for instance, certain repairs that need to be done at the early childhood center, whose responsibility is it? Head Start's or ours? But Head Start, unless they have that long-term lease, then they don't do the repairs. So some of that just needs to be nailed down. And, I know that there is conversation occurring between Ms. Ashley Hutchison and Head Start. Right. Ms. Crutchfield, is there anything else regarding that you recall?
No, I think you've covered that.
Okay.
Mr. Lawton, do you have any comments?
No, sir, not this time.
Thank you. Anything else?
Can we maybe talk about where are we visiting tomorrow?
Beaufort High and Coosa.
Beaufort High and Coosa.
That's at 9 o'clock.
Okay. Can I ask a question? Okay, Ms. Crutchfield, I don't have the schedule in front of me. Because I don't have my computer open right now, but are we visiting the Adult Ed Center on King Street?
I have not added that to the schedule, but we could add it on the day we go to Beaufort Elementary, which is on that amended calendar for September 30th. So if you want to visit King Street that day, that would be great. I haven't actually been there in a while, so.
I think that would be great to add that into our tour of the North of the Broad educational facilities.
Okay, that's great.
Okay.
Okay, future topics.
That was probably in future, just talking about being able to visit King Street as well. I think that, as we now go to 2 more schools, especially this will be the first high school we've gone to, that maybe some more will bubble up, but I don't have any at this time.
Ms. Crutchfield, what about at our next meeting, see if we can have the planning person from the city of Beaufort at our next meeting?
Okay.
Talk about development of Beaufort City surrounding the more serious.
Okay. Would you like to also have somebody from the county, or do you want to have both of those at the same time?
That'll be fine.
Okay, I'll reach out and see, and maybe even Port Royal planning. I'll reach out to them and see if who could be at our next meeting.
Yes, ma'am.
So your next meeting would be the 21st of October. Is that fine? No, I'm sorry. You all decided to meet on this, the 3rd, so it'd be the 21st.
21st?
Yeah. What time do you want to meet?
We do the same time?
Same time? Fine.
4 o'clock on the 21st?
Yeah. That shouldn't cause no problem with the planning people, will it? You muted.
You're muted, Carol.
Keep trying to unmute it, sorry. No, I think that'll be fine. It should be fine for them.
Okay. Any more comments or questions? Dr. Watts?
No, your visit sounded really good, but I don't have any questions, but thank you.
Scrimmage, anything else?
No, I appreciated hearing what you all saw. Because you see things that you would never think to ask a question about. So that I was glad to hear this update. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. I don't know how we gonna get in touch with Mr. Smith. Everything has been sent to him each time, but he never responded.
Maybe just a reminder email about tomorrow morning.
Yes.
I mean,
Send it out to the committee.
yeah,
There you go.
that'd be great.
And then if he doesn't, I will address it out in next week.
Okay.
Anything else? We adjourn?
Yes, sir. I'm going to adjourn.
We adjourn.
All right. Thank you very much, sir.